Welcome to Drone Pilot MBA. Today, we're taking a deep dive into an article that, honestly, every drone pilot, whether you're just starting out or you've logged hundreds of flight hours, really needs to understand.
Yeah, it's more than just an article. It feels like a critical wake-up call.
Yeah.
We're looking at this piece titled, When Flying a Drone is Not Just Flying a Drone. And it's written by Tony Marino, who, as you know, is the producer of Drone Pilot MBA itself.
That's right. And that title alone, like you said, it really hints at the deeper insights Tony's sharing. This isn't just about getting those amazing aerial shots or, nailing the technical side of flying.
No, it's about understanding the hidden complexities, the significant risks that kind of come baked into every single commercial flight you take.
Exactly. So our mission today is really to unpack these ideas for you, give you a sort of shortcut to being well-informed about these crucial hurdles that go way beyond just, stick and rub skills.
Mm-hmm. Tony's article really cuts through the noise. It shows how what seems like a straightforward job can, suddenly turn into this high-stakes gamble.
Yeah.
We're here to help you navigate that stuff.
Okay, let's dig into this then. Tony starts off really strong. He says that every time you take off, you're essentially gambling with your business, your reputation, and sometimes even your freedom. That's quite a statement.
It is bold, yeah. But he makes a strong case. What's really striking is how he highlights the real-world consequences.
Right.
He says, one wrong move, one overlooked rule, one failure to document something properly, and your career could be on the line. He paints this picture of your footage ending up as, evidence in court.
And you, the pilot, getting grilled by lawyers about every single choice, every pre-flight check.
Exactly. Your qualifications, everything.
And he's really clear this isn't some far-off what if. He says it's happening right now to drone pilots across the country. So this isn't about fear-mongering. It's about being prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. Preparedness. Which naturally brings up the question, how do you prepare for something like that? And Tony suggests it starts with a fundamental shift in mindset before every flight.
Right. He outlines these two critical questions you should basically build into your pre-flight thinking. First, have I carefully thought through the mission and all plausible expected, unexpected outcomes? Have I covered all my bases?
It's about foresight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Looking beyond just getting the shot.
Comprehensive foresight, yeah. Thinking strategically.
And then he advises adding this sort of courtroom mindset to your checklist. He puts it pretty bluntly. What if what I'm about to do winds up in a courtroom? Should I proceed or reconsider?
Wow.
And he adds, assume every time you fly, you might have to defend your flight, its purpose, and even yourself. This mindset, he argues, it keeps you sharp, keeps you legally safe.
It's proactive, not paranoid.
Exactly. It builds that legal foundation.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. Tony gives this powerful real-world example from his own agency. It really drives the point home. They were hired for what seemed like a totally normal job.
Yeah, just capturing photos and videos.
Yeah.
A 44-acre property. Standard stuff.
Totally standard. They flew the mission, delivered the files, thought nothing more of it, job done.
Until, as he puts it, out of nowhere, the client calls. There's a legal case.
Get this. Someone living in a mobile home on that property was suing the owner for over $400,000.
$400,000, claiming assets were left behind, illegal tree cutting.
Right. And suddenly, Tony's agency isn't just the photo guys anymore. They're asked to provide their footage as evidence and testify as expert witnesses.
Imagine that shift from a routine shoot to being a key part of a massive lawsuit. It completely changes how you see just flying a drone, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And this story just perfectly illustrates Tony's main point. Flying a drone is no longer just about getting the perfect shot. It's about standing behind your work, defending it, and knowing that one mistake could cost you everything.
It shows how even a routine job can just escalate super quickly into something really high stakes, where everything you did is under the microscope.
Precisely. Your expertise, your records, every little decision.
So, okay, what does this mean for your actual footage then? When it becomes legal evidence, Tony says it's no longer just a file, it's a target.
Yeah, a target. And the opposing side will do everything they can to tear it apart. That means intense questioning.
About what specifically?
Everything. Flight logs. Your certifications, are they current? Your authorizations, your entire history. They might pull up old client complaints, maybe an expired cert from way back when, even a minor violation.
Things you might have forgotten about completely.
Things you definitely forgot about. And these aren't just, inconvenient questions. Tony warns they could be enough to discredit you, your footage, and your business.
So the level of scrutiny is just immense. Tiny oversights can become huge problems.
Exactly. which leads us right to the solution Tony puts forward: robust risk management. It's crucial.
Right, because most pilots, understandably, are focused on the creative side, the tech side.
Getting that great shot, the smooth video, the accurate data.
But Tony stresses you have to prepare for when things go wrong. You need that solid foundation.
Because you're not just a pilot.
Yeah.
As Tony points out, you're a business owner, you're an expert, and sometimes, you're an expert witness.
So how do you get ready for all that? He gives us 5 non-negotiable steps.
Okay, first, keep perfect records. Your flight logs, they are your absolute best defense, period.
What does perfect mean here, though?
It means documenting everything relevant. Flight times, weather conditions, permissions you got, any TFRs, temporary flight restrictions you checked for, everything that proves you did your due diligence.
Gotcha.
And his key advice here is gold. If it's not documented, it didn't happen. Legally speaking, that's often true.
Okay, makes sense. What's second?
Second, stay certified and legal. That Part 107 cert.
Right.
It's not a one and done thing. Keep it current. Know the latest rules. The FAA regulations change.
Compliance is key.
It's absolutely fundamental. A lapse here can sink you instantly in a legal situation. It just destroys your credibility.
Okay.
Third, plan for the worst. Don't just dismiss the worst case scenario. Treat it like it could happen on any flight. Ask yourself, seriously, if this footage ends up in court, am I really ready?
Can I prove I did everything by the book?
Exactly. Every protocol, every regulation, no doubt left. It's about anticipating problems.
All right. Number 4.
Fourth, protect your reputation. Your brand, your business, it relies heavily on your integrity. One mistake, one violation, even just a nasty complaint.
It can damage everything you've built.
Precisely. So it's about maintaining that clean record, operating professionally in every single interaction. Your reputation is huge.
Makes total sense. And the last one, number 5.
And finally, fifth, and maybe the most critical if things do go sideways, get legal protection. If you find yourself in any situation where your footage or your testimony is being questioned,
Don't try to wing it alone.
definitely not. Get legal counsel. A lawyer who understands aviation or business law can guide you, protect your business, protect you. It's an essential investment.
Wow. Okay, so this whole deep dive into Tony's article, it really drives home that flying a drone isn't just flying a drone. There's so much more to it.
It's about managing risk, staying compliant, being ready for, well, whatever comes next, often unexpectedly.
It's a much bigger responsibility than just operating the aircraft.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Your business, your reputation, maybe even your future in this field, it really depends on how well you handle these risks. It's sobering, but necessary to grasp.
Yeah, definitely sobering. So we really leave you with Tony's questions to ponder. Are you ready for that legal spotlight? Are your records truly in order?
Can you confidently stand behind your work in court if you had to?
Because, when you're in the drone business, the flying part, that's often the easy part.
Yeah. It's everything that comes after the documentation, the compliance, the preparedness. That's where the real challenge, the real test of professionalism truly begins.
Be sure to read the full article and much more at aerialnorthwest.com. Thanks for joining us, and keep on droning.